I don't have any map plans. How about we just riff with hill shades and color and light and blurring and blending? This is a blog post I wrote a little while ago talking about the way our eyeballs collect wavelengths and combine them into a perception of color. And I'll just give you a quick, short tutorial. Blue to green to red, these guys are short wavelengths, medium wavelengths, long wavelengths. Blue tends to scatter more, especially in the atmosphere. That's why you look up and you see blue in the sky. And then red pushes through the atmosphere because of the long wavelengths, like a football player blasting through the atmosphere. That's why sunsets are orangish red light. And I took an image and I split it into its 3 red, green, and blue color channels, and then I actually color coded each of those channels, red, green, or blue, and then I used blend modes to combine them all together back into an image that just looked like a regular photograph. Let's do that with hill shades. Here we are in ArcGIS Pro looking at a digital elevation model of the Smoky Mountain National Park. Isn't it beautiful? So black is low elevation up to white as high elevation. I'm going to open the imagery tab and choose raster functions. And I'll open the surface group and I'll just make a hill shade. Traditional hill shade, all the defaults. That's okay, let's leave them default. Hit okay. Yeah, gosh, I love a good hill shade. Okay, now let's make versions of this that are progressively blurrier. I'll run hill shade again on the Smokies. Hit go. Okay, we have this one. I'm going to open this up and edit the function chain. Edit the function chain. Well, I'm not making a new image every time I do this. I'm just telling the robots inside Pro to render it different ways based on these rules. So here we have our digital elevation model input and then a hill shade, and this is the result. I'm going to open the statistical things, and there's one called statistics. I'm going to drag this in, and I'm going to connect this hill shade to statistics. Open this up. This is essentially a blur. Statistics. Blur it by a 3x3. I'm going to do 6x6. Okay, and then I'll run it. Now, I'm not totally thrilled with the result. I think I see like 6x6 artifacts in here. So here's what I do. I just drag this in here again. Open this up. And I give it another 6x6 blur. I'm blurring the blur. And then I hit OK. Now the result is more like a Gaussian blur. A handsomer blur. Let me open the symbology panel for this. Right now it's doing a percent clip, which is trimming off a proportion of the dark and light areas to make this higher contrast. I don't want that. I just want it to be minimum to maximum. Here we go with our blurry hill shade. Okay, so we've got crisp hill shade. And we've got a blurry hill shade. Let's name these. Crisp. Blurry. And let's do a really blurry one. I'm just going to duplicate this. Watch. Control, drag. All right, call this really blurry. And then I'll open edit the function chain. And I've got my little blur things here. I'm just going to boost this blur. Open this up. And I got 12. I'm going to double the blur. Okay. 12. Let's see what we get. Blurrier. Okay, and I'm going to still make it minimum, maximum. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna close these. So now I can turn off the Smoky's elevation. I've got crisp, blurry, and really blurry. Let's see what we've got. It looks, oh yeah, really blurry. Okay, that's what we want. Okay, and just to verify, kind of blurry, crisp. Okay, now let's make these color ramps the spectrum that we would associate with blurriness, prone to scatter. Blue is prone to scatter, so I'm going to choose dark navy, and this will go up to that. Okay, I'll turn that off. And then this one, let's make it green. Fur green to, these names are cute. That one. Okay. And then crisp will make red because it's a long wavelength and it's less prone to scatter. Here. Okay. And we'll turn our green blurry back on with the selected. I'll choose the appearance tab, and the layer blend I'll make screen to combine these, start coupling these together. Interesting, I can see crispness and a little bit of blurriness. And the blurriest blue, I'll come up here and do the same thing, screen. So now I've replicated the red, green, and blue color channels of a single image, but each one of these is a little bit blurrier, and I'm using blend mode to mathematically combine them into a single looking image. Kind of interesting. Let me just do a comparison to show you. I'll copy this, paste, and this one I'll just, make default grayscale. This is typical. So here's typical, and then here's the blurred and blended. Good times. Is this useful to anybody? I don't know. But it's fun to think about how light works. Now, it is a little light overall. What if we used a different blend mode? So I'll use, instead of screen, which is an additive function, it'll lighten things no matter what. I'll use soft light, which will lighten and darken depending on the tones. Soft light. Soft light. Whoa. Trippy. We don't get the perfect blending of red, green, and blue into a grayscale image. We have something that's a little bit ruddy as a result, but it's still pretty interesting. You can see kind of a pseudo sense of light scatter at 3 different scales: precise, blurry, and extra blurry. That's it. That's what I wanted to show you. It's fun. Give it a shot.